Okay,
Alrighty.
cool.
So, Walker Wilson. Uh, for everybody who doesn't know, me and Walker have worked together for a handful of years now. He was one of the first
Handful.
people that I ever worked for as far as music photography goes. He messaged me one day and said, I saw the pictures you did for Jono. How much you going to charge? And I had no idea. So I told him $60. And I think he still pays me $60. So, you have got a new song coming out. Let's start with that. We'll just jump right in. Tell me about Whale Whiskey.
Oh, well, whiskey in terms of songs, it's not old in terms of like mainstream songs, but like to me it is. But in the industry, there's a lot of like of the songs that come out were written 4 or 5 years ago, recorded 2 years ago, whatever. And that's kind of how this was. It was uh 2022, yeah, early 2022, and recorded in late 2022. And then went on the TV show, and I wasn't able to put out music until 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And I put out a different song in 2023 at it. And then I was thinking about putting it out. And then one of the guys that I wrote it with actually passed away. His name is Sam Johnson. And so
Mm-hmm.
that kind of put a damper on me putting it out. And just because we really didn't know what was going to happen, and we didn't want to until we knew like what his royalties were going to be and like how everything was going to go, we didn't want to put anything out and then the money be somewhere it shouldn't be. So we kind of had to
Yeah.
wait for that to do its thing. And then finally at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm going to put it out, but I'm going to get everything ready before I do. So me and Luis went and shot reels, and like our first reel did like 14,000 in the first day. It was nuts. And
Shout out to
we
Louis,
went and shot
Louis
real.
G
Yeah, we
Visuals.
shot. Yeah, Neon Leaf and Luis G Visuals. He was actually with me last night when we watched one of my friends and he's. But we
Dude,
shot everything you could think of for it just to have it done, and then uploaded it. And well, then I forgot about it, and I forgot I had uploaded it, and it was actually supposed to drop on the 11th. And I looked at it like 3 days before that, and I was like, "Oh my God, I haven't posted a thing about Well Whiskey." So I pushed it out until tomorrow night, and then started promoting it last week because my link wouldn't work. But that's the business of using public distribution. Sometimes things don't work with public distribution, but it is what it is. At this point, I'm not worried about it. I spent the money 2 years ago to have it done, and I'm excited to have it out. It's a good song.
absolutely. I'm ready to hear it. I'm happy to hear it actually finally produced because I've heard you perform it around town so many times. I've heard it just you more times than I can count, and I'm excited to hear it post production, final product ready to go. I'm still waiting on
Yeah,
oh what's the name of that one? Windshield Serenade?
no
Uh
windshield time.
Windshield Time. There we go. That was the one. My
That one's
mom's
gonna
still
be a
waiting on that one
while.
too.
It and a lot of people are. That one's gonna be a while because I think I'm gonna do it on like an acoustic project. And so like there's like five songs that everybody loves, but I think it's gonna be a niche love.
Mm.
And so I think that people need to hear them, but I also don't production. And so I think I'm gonna do like five acoustic songs that are just made to mainly be for like my early fans, the people that have been
Mm.
listening to me for a while and have their favorite song. There's that one, there's Lucky Guy.
Yeah.
I wrote one the other day. It'll be a good acoustic. There's a handful of songs that just will probably do better acoustic, and so I want to do like a small acoustic EP, which will be cheaper to do, and then those songs will find their
Mm.
place in the world.
Absolutely. I definitely understand
Yeah,
that.
dude. Yeah.
So, well, whiskey, what tell me what was going through your mind when you were writing this one? And you said you wrote it with Sam. Did you write it with anybody else or was it you and
It
Sam?
was, it was me, Sam Johnson, and Max King. And Max King, for those people that don't know, there's a song that blew up on TikTok back in 2020 whenever all the healthcare workers were getting worked to death. And it's
Mm.
called She Goes to Work. And it blew up on TikTok big time. And Sam and Max actually wrote that before I moved to Nashville. So that's like the ode back to Max.
Okay.
Sam is he's gone now, but right before he passed away, like I was having meetings with publishers, and every meeting I had with publishers, they knew Sam and they had his songs. And it was funny enough, like right before Sam passed away, he got his first major label cut, which was Snell, which
Mm.
was the demo EP.
Yeah.
He had lines cut, and Snell, went to one of Snell's shows few months ago, and Snell was like, "I will never not play this song live because Sam Johnson's music will live forever." And I think the
That's a
better
good
part
one.
of, I think the bet. I mean, it's just true. Like every single, it's crazy. Like I'll take this time to talk about Sam and say that like when Sam died, like it shocked our community. You met Sam. You were with me, and you met Sam.
Yeah,
Actually,
I met him
we
that one
went.
night at the bar.
Yeah,
That
when we
night we
went to
went
Red
out.
Door, really. Yeah, well, the thing about Sam was like he wrote so many songs. Everybody in this town has a song with Sam. And so when he died, we came up with the idea, me and my guys that you met. We're like, we'll
Mm.
do a writers round that's pretty much like an open stage. We'll have like a list, but if you have a Sam song, come in and do it. And it's literally you've seen a writers round, they're 4 hours long.
Yeah.
That's oh man, I'm getting a phone call in the middle of this. I'm sending Hunter Chastain to voicemail real quick.
Oh, Hun
But
Chastain.
yeah, so like if you think about it, Hunter, I'm on a damn Zoom call, brother. But anyway, if you think about it, like we did, yeah, we did around entirely of Sam songs, and that was like really cool to sit there. And I went up to his mom and talked to her about it, and I was like, "Hey, I just want you to know because they're from Indiana, so they never really came to Nashville." And his
Mm.
mom was there, and it was like a celebration of life in a Nashville way. And I just like went and sat with her because we all went to the funeral and everything. And I was like, I just want you to understand that there's a lot of people in this room that write a lot of songs, but there's not very many people in this room that could have a celebration of life for 4 hours and there'd be nothing but songs that they wrote
Yeah.
played for 4 straight hours
Yeah.
songs that Sam wrote. And like this will be my second cut that Sam wrote on. He wrote on Wanna Want You. And then this
Mm.
will be another one. Then I'm probably gonna put out another song that he wrote on with me way back. And
Mm.
so it's like it's been kind of a cool thing to have that happen. But to answer your question about Well Whiskey, that was actually the day I Max King. I booked to write with Sam. Sam called me and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna write with Max King." I was like, "Don't know that guy. Just moved to town. Cool, let's do it." We roll in, and I was like, "Man, I don't know what I want to write today." But I was big into Drop D at the time. We had just put out Little Less Here,
Mm.
and I kind of had a little thing going with it. And he was like, "Well, man, I got a cool hook. It's called It Ended Well Whiskey." And I was like, "Well, that's sick." And I was like, "Well, it ended well." And he was like, "Yeah, that's it." And so then we just kind of rolled with it from there and wrote it out, and it turned out to be
Mm.
pretty awesome. And I wish Sam was still alive to see it, but he was alive to hear the production because I've had the production for 2 years. So he at least heard the
Yeah.
production. What y'all are going to hear, he at least heard that in demo jail one day.
Yeah.
Hence what we're on today, demo jail.
Yep, actually, yes. Good point out. Shout out to Walker, the person who introduced me to the term demo jail, that I
I don't
turned
think
around
I
and
get
stole
to,
from
I
him.
don't, I
He
don't
asked
think
me
I
one
get
night
to
we went to Nashville. He
claim
said,
that. I
"Hey,
think that,
you want to go demo jail?" I said, "What is that?" He said, "It's all the songs that are never gonna get out." He said, it's where the songs go to just sit." And I was like, it's all unreleased, it's all unfinished. He's like, effectively, and I love raw music because nobody's got in and tried to change any of it. It's straight from the heart, straight from the mind. It's great. So Demo Joe was born. And it's all thanks to Walker here.
I don't think I can I don't think I can claim it. It was a matter of time before you got introduced to demo jail. I just happened to be the first person to say it to you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't
since
know who
then,
came up with it.
it's well, the demo jail is really not necessarily it is what it is. Like it is what it is. The demo jail is like a place that you go.
Yeah.
That's what you talk about. Like that's I think somebody told me one time. Like when you're with me and we're sitting there listening to demos, it's like called getting locked in demo jail.
Mm.
And so, but it can also be for the songs. They go there for a stint of time to see if they're going to make it out or not. But
Good ones always make it out.
all the good ones live in demo jail. Yeah. There's songs, dude. There's songs that live in demo jail for so long. Like there's a song right now, I'm not gonna say what it is, that Snell is cutting. And I heard that demo in 2022, I
Mm.
think. And then I talked to him. It floated around town and it few people heard it here, there, and yonder. And um I was like, man, is anybody gonna cut this song? And finally, like I was with Snell one day and I was like, hey dude, have you heard this song? And he was like, yeah, I'm cutting it. I was like, bro, thank God. Like, thank God somebody's cutting that song. It was so good. So when it
Sure
comes
did.
out, y'all will know.
He said you'll know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's so good. As soon as it comes out, you'll probably text me, Shag, and be like, is this the
Like
one? I
that's
actually
the one,
showed
ain't
it to
it?
you because I had the demo. I had the demo and I showed it to you, but he hadn't decided to cut it yet. I'll let you figure out which one. But you can't say it on here.
Was it was it his recording that you showed me of it?
No,
Is it the one I'm thinking it is?
I don't know. You cut out.
Ah,
I'll tell you when we're not recording which one it is.
does the artist end in a Y?
No,
Oh, okay, then it's not the one I'm
no.
thinking it is.
And I
I don't
could
know
be
right
wrong.
there.
He could have like he's on with a label, so he could have.
No, you would have said yes.
But
I was thinking it was the one that you showed me.
oh no, those don't exist.
Oh, those don't exist? Okay, we'll bleep that out
Yeah,
then.
those don't exist.
I
Sam gave
got
me
you.
those before he died, and he was like
We'll bleep
he
that
was like
out.
these don't exist.
You got it. We'll bleep that out. Uh, trying to think of any more questions because I know I can get some more. It's only been 15 minutes. So
I
tell
know.
me about
I've
the
gotten
career
80 text
after The
messages and two
Voice.
phone calls. Man, this is
You
the
need to
most
get
common
to them.
question. And I'm kind of glad that you asked me this today. Do what?
You need to get to them.
Do what?
Do you need to get to them phone calls? Do you need to get back to them?
No.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just no, it's just Chastain. It's just Chastain. He'll be okay.
So he's just
But
bored.
no, he either wants to go play golf, go on the boat, or play Fortnite. Or he needs somebody to play softball tonight. One of those four things. And all of
Fair.
those four things I'm not doing. I'm playing golf on my own at 3:30. So that's that. But anyway, career after the voice. You asked me that because I actually like reconnected with some voice people yesterday that I hadn't seen in a hot minute. A hot minute.
Like some of
And
the other contestants.
yeah. Because there's a handful, there was a handful on my season that lived here already here in Nashville.
Yeah.
And then there was another little handful that moved here. And so probably like for my season, there's one, two, three, four, five. There's like seven, 6 or 7 people from my season. And there was at least like two that moved here. So there was
Dang.
like five originally, and then like two that moved here. One of the ones that moved here was at. I went to watch a friend of mine, Alyssa, last night in
Mm-hmm.
East Nash. She was on The Voice. I don't remember whose team she was on. I think Chance. She was on The Voice. Another girl that was on The Voice with us was singing with her, and that was a few people that I saw. Anyway, I had coffee with Alyssa this morning. We were just talking because she's been on a cruise contract. But it's funny you brought that up because we were just talking about this and how a lot of people have asked me like if The Voice boosted my career, and the short answer is yes.
Mm-hmm.
The long answer is it. it boosted it, but it didn't do it like the voice didn't solely boost it, in my opinion. Some people may disagree with me, but when I went out there, I talked to a lot of people in town who had been on the show, and every one of them said the same thing. They were like, go in there with a business mindset,
Mm,
go in there knowing that treat it like summer camp, like make your friends, but you're going home at the end of the week.
yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And so I went in, and my whole goal when I was there was to meet creators
Mhm.
and to do my best to sell myself for the little bit of exposure I've got. And so
Make
that was pretty much
connections
what I
and
tried to do. Yeah, make
yeah.
connections, and then the little bit of TV time you get, do best to be yourself for one, which is the main thing that I tried to do. And two is like give it everything you got. So like a me to me moment before
Mm,
I went up there, and I was like, I kind of knew in my gut that I was going home just because of the pairing that I had. And I was
yeah.
like, I was like, I'm probably gonna go home. And I called my parents, and I was like, I just want y'all to know, like, I'm not doubting myself. I'm just looking at the odds here. And
Mhm.
I was like, I'm probably going home. So I'm gonna treat this like my last performance, which is how I did all of them. I went out there and
Yeah.
just did the best. But the last one I did was probably the one that I did most confidently.
Mhm.
And did that. And then when I came back, as soon as I came back, I went straight to I went straight to having meetings with
Mhm.
certain people, and I was like, "This is what's happening. This is what's gonna happen. I'm trying to use this little bit of fame, if you want to call it, the little bitty bit of fame that's going to come out of this,
Yeah.
to push me to a level where I can put my foot on solid ground and build from there. So use this opportunity to gain some more opportunities to get more opportunities. That makes sense.
Absolutely. They're like,
And
use
so,
that one of those you're on the stage, you may not get back on the stage, so you're like, "You're gonna remember me. From right now
yeah,
on, you're gonna remember me, and Imma start talking to people. Because I mean, the best thing you can do whenever you get a chance to go out to Hollywood like that is get phone numbers, leave your card laying around, hand people your cards,
yeah,
shake hands. I mean, you've gotta
yeah,
however long you're there to make connections that could really help you, and then you have the TV that helps bring you an audience.
yeah. And it's just like you see with a lot of, because you follow music a lot closer than other people, but you see it. It's like Will Mosley right now, dude. He's hot. He's on fire.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like Will was like he was nothing down in Georgia playing dive bars. And I told him the same thing because I saw him the other day, and I was like, "Listen, dude," I was like, "Do not get caught up in TV show fame." I was like, "It
Mhm.
is gonna go away," because it happened to Colin Stout, but he did the same thing I'm talking about.
Mhm.
And he used that opportunity to get on some good shows. He got a management deal out of it. And now he's used the platform that he had to build a little following. And now he's got something to stand on to work with, which is what I tried to do. I
Yeah.
used the voice when it was still hot to get shows like the Ernest gig and get
Mhm.
shows opening up for other people, band shows, because everybody's like, "Oh, Walker was on the voice." Like we were selling tickets, doing the
Yeah.
whole thing, and it hasn't gone away, but it gave opportunity for those fans to come, bring their friends, and whoever was like, "Oh man, he must be good. He was on The Voice or whatever," and they show up and go, "Man, like this dude can put on a show. Like this
Yeah.
guy's like," because I'd already been doing it before that, but a lot of people don't know that. And so
Mhm.
they come out and they're like, "Dude, like, these guys really do it," and that's what we do at shows. Like our goal is to make everybody have fun, including us.
Yeah.
And so we get out there and we have in those 15 to 20 shows after I got off The Voice, kind of help plan an imprint for this year for 2024 to say, hey, this is what we did last year. This is our
Mhm.
resume for last year. And this is what we want to do this year. And they're like, man, not only were you doing that, like you kind of moved into people going, dang, like he's got this going on. And so
Mhm.
that's my theory of it.
Absolutely, that makes I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you there, I think
I guess the short of it is make the best with what,
Mhm.
but you got to do it quick.
Yeah. It's like something like that can help, but you gotta know how to make sure it helps. Just being there and being on TV isn't
Yeah,
gonna make you a superstar for, the rest of your life and pay your bills. You
exactly.
make sure you make the connections and actually get the audience.
Well, it's like a lot of people know this, but they don't really know it. It's like a lot of people know now that Morgan Wallen was on The Voice, but before
Mm,
Morgan Wallen got big, they didn't know he was on The Voice. But what he did, being on The Voice, was he built. It's like concrete. It's like
mm,
you give yourself a pad to stand on by being on that show. It's like it looks good on the resume. It lets the people know, like, hey, he can stand on a stage and not buckle. He can sing. He can do things under pressure. He can live uncomfortable. He can do whatever he's got to do.
yeah.
And that's pretty much what he did. Like I went back and listened to a podcast with him and Ernest, and they were just talking in passing about it. Like they talked about it in two sentences about,
Mm,
and he goes, and Morgan goes, yeah, man, Ernest had like 1,200 followers, and I had just got off The Voice, so I think I had close to 10,000. And like that was the end of that. And he just kept talking about what he was talking about. And I was like, dang, like people don't realize that
mm.
it's such a small blip in your career. But at that time, when it happens, it's the
It's the
biggest thing in the
biggest
world.
thing.
And you just have to strike it right then. Like you can't wait around. And so
Mm,
I got some advice from some good people on that. That's helped me get to where I am now for sure.
mm. So tell me, just just since we decided to do this whole recorded interview thing, give me a little backstory. I know quite a bit, but give the people the spark notes. Tell us about your dad, how he got you into music. I know your pops is quite the rock star himself.
Oh, dude, Big Zach. Big
Shout out
Zach.
to
It's
Big
the thing is,
Zach.
Big Zach. I say Big Zach. He's losing weight. He ain't even Big Zach no more. But he's down. He was down to like 170 there for a minute. But so a lot of the like he gets the shine a lot because you've met Dad. Like he's an outgoing person and music, and he'll just talk to anybody. But like my mom is really quiet, and a lot of people don't know my mom can sing too, and she can sing pretty well. Like there's like
Hmm.
one video on Facebook of her singing with me, and like I talked to them a lot throughout my career, and like they're proud, they really are, and it's awesome. And like Dad was telling me, he was like, he's like, we never pushed you to sing. He's like, but we never deprived you of music. And so with both of my parents being able to sing, like as a child, I didn't get books read to me. I got songs sung to me.
Hmm.
And so like my mama would sing to me and my dad would sing and they always had music going on and like all they always welcomed music into my life. And that was really cool. I remember riding around with my dad listening to the classic rock station and him like quizzing me my whole life to this day. He's still now like I've got him beat now. But when I was a kid, we go down the road and he'd be like ACDC, uh Thunderstruck or something, or like something like off, or like I remember
Hmm.
one of them was like it was a Cheap Trick song, and like just learning different things about it and then how to play it. Our mom and dad both sang, and they pretty much just never deprived me of music. So any interest I had in doing it, they fully supported it.
Hmm.
And I did, dude. I did. You may not even know this. Like I did choir for my whole life.
Yeah, you told me that.
I did that. Yeah, I did choir like through elementary school, and I did like the state choir thing. It was just one I just always enjoyed music, and so I had a great music teacher growing up. Made it to this choir thing, and me what's funny is like it was like a state choir,
Mm.
and it was like a fifth grade state choir. So like when you got to fifth grade, it was like the seniors of elementary school, if you
Yeah.
will, and then like the best two singers from each school, every school in Mississippi got to go be a part of like a 200 singer
Mm.
choir, whatever it was. Anyway, the two people that made it were me and a guy named Ryan. We both still do music to this day, so that's cool. But anyway, I did that, qualified for Mississippi Boys Choir, turned it down because it was during deer season, and
Mm.
little redneck Walker was not finna miss deer season. And then after that,
That
after
still
moving to
stands.
Tennessee, oh yeah, for sure, bro. I was turkey hunting all week. I had to take off today to get some stuff done. But anyway, moved to East Tennessee, didn't have any friends. I was bored, so I picked my guitar back up after having lessons in fifth grade.
Mm,
and just kind of took the took the foundation between what my dad had shown me, what my guitar teacher had shown me, and what I'd taught myself, and just kind of started picking around with it. Met Jono and Snack, learned a lot from them. Met a few other people around town, learned some from them. Started playing with them boys,
mm,
and really, like I got good enough to do it, but I really like when COVID hit, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna move to Nashville. If it works out, it works out. If not, then I'll just get a job in Nashville. I just wanted to leave Blount County, really. I was like,
fair.
I want to try it. I was playing music. I wanted to write. I really just wanted to learn to write songs because I
Mm,
enjoyed it, but I just didn't have. Wasn't around it a lot. The only person I knew that wrote was Jono, and like he's like right field when it, like he's hard to follow writing because he's just a different brain. He's a really damn good writer, and
mm,
so I was like, dang, like I want to learn how to write, and so like that was part of why I moved. And I just got out here and just started doing it, and then luck would have it that we're here now.
mm-hmm. Hey man, when you got the talent and you got the drive, I mean, they can't beat you when you keep showing up. They can't ignore
That's
you
what
when you're
I
just like, hey, here I am.
dude, and it's like it's so too like a lot of people are like ashamed of like their old music or like what they used to sound like or whatever. And I love going back and listening to it and just like seeing like what my brain was creating when I was
Mm,
18, 19, 20 years old, and then listening now and even 6 months ago and just like listening to the progression because this is a business where you can really beat yourself up in it.
mm,
And I've always videoed and recorded myself. And so it's good to like look back and be like, you know what? I'm proud of where I've gotten. And like
yeah,
a lot of times you have to stop and look back and say, hey, like last year I wasn't doing this, and like 2 years ago I damn sure wasn't doing this. So it was
yeah,
like it's a cool give and take.
absolutely. Well, I think that I think that'll about do us for today, man.
For
Mainly
sure, dude.
because Zoom here is like, you've got only so much time left. So we'll go ahead. Anything you want to say to the people? Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to Sam Johnson. Your songs will live forever, brother.
Shout out Sam.
Social media is Walker Wilson Music. Walker like the Texas Ranger, Wilson like the volleyball. If you type it in, it'll pop up. If a fake account messages you asking for money with a picture of me, it is not me.
Walker's loaded. Don't let these fake accounts sell you on anything different.
I'm not loaded, but I will not ask. I will not ask you for money.
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you for doing the interview, and I'll have this out at some point. But for a first, I think we did pretty good. You've
Heck yeah,
done
dude.
a lot more interviews than I have. This is a first for me, so we'll figure it out as we go, man.
Sounds good, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Later, man.
All right, bye.